Disco dancer. Disco dancer. Disco dancer. Disco dancer. Disco dancer.
Academy extracurricular activities. I am PVS, joined here with Headmaster Red. We have a few special guests today. Malar Joe Bear from Temporal Image, talking about freshmen. Uh, Payne from Legion Gaming from sophomore class, and Drake from the KFC organization from junior. How's it going?
Hey guys, it's so excited to hear PVS's voice again. You guys have no idea how much I miss this man. He doesn't do any work around here. He finally decides to show up after 4 weeks to the talk show,
Yep.
and I just miss him so much. It's my favorite Canadian. But
Yep.
we are here with our favorite. With a couple of guests here. Would you like to introduce yourself, guys? I mean, we did a little introduction, but you guys will introduce yourself, right? So Malar, go ahead.
Yeah, my in-game name's Trust and ADC for Temporal Image in the freshman division. Just happy to be here tonight.
Okay. Payne.
Yeah, I'm Payne. My username is the same as my name. I'm the top laner and team captain for Legion Gaming and the sophomore division.
Okay. Now Drake.
Yeah, I'm the head coach for KFC Augusta and head coach for Bay State College.
Very pog, very pog. Okay. Well, I think we could just kick it off with freshmen right away. PVS, you want to go ahead and take Division 1?
Sure. So, according to our power rankings, so the ranking on the left is our combined ranking together through math, whatever you want to call it. So first we have BDE. Second we have TD Shadow. Third we have Raw Enhanced. Tied for fourth we have Infinite Solo Q and Hyperion. Sixth we have Snack Bears, and seventh we have Nameless Revenant.
Yeah, and tied for fourth is pretty important because only top 4 makes it into playoffs. I think RAR and Solo Queue play this Friday. Well, they actually haven't scheduled it. We were trying to get it on stream, but of course, they're dragging their feet with the scheduling. So it might happen on stream, it might not. But that would probably be the most important match for Division 1, at least this week. It might not. It might have implications for all of playoffs. Because whoever loses that is now fighting with Hyperion Galaxy for that last playoff spot, and that's pretty crucial. I think it's safe to say that Snack Bears and Nameless Revenant are out, and it's probably safe to say TD Shadow and BDE are in. Even though TD Shadow is still 2-1, they've played kind of like everybody that they needed to play so far, and they should win out in my opinion. So I think you kind of agree, right, PVS?
Yeah, I'd say so. I originally had TD Shadow first, so I'd say
Right.
those two teams are
And then
pretty
they
solid.
lost.
And the win percentage also helps them because they've only lost 2 games as well.
Right. Malar Joe Bear, have you been paying attention to this division at all? I know it's not your division.
No, for sure. I always pay attention to all of them, and BDE, of course, they look fantastic. They're easily the best team in freshman right now. TD Shadow, Temporal Image is we were scrim partners during preseason. To be honest, we've played probably 3 or 4 times, and they're a really solid team as well. They've helped us out a lot. And then Hyperion, of course, we've played. The other ones I'm not too familiar with, but definitely 3 of the teams there are really good and really competitive, and I love playing against them.
Very good. Very cool. And yeah, TD Shadow did lose 2-1 to BDE. I think that was quite a banger of a series. And then they went from first to second, but we still don't think that they're worse than RAR. Now we will actually get to see TDS play RAR in week 7, which should be pretty hype for what I think will be seeding. I hope it doesn't. I'm not that I'm biased, but I kind of hope that both these teams make playoffs because I do think that those teams are pretty good. And I think either one of them can win it all alongside BDE. But I think it's very clear that BDE is the favorite right now.
Yeah, I mean for a record, I'd say that's pretty expected first place. I'd say.
Yeah. Well, last season, not to give any bad memories to the BDE fans, BDE also had a team that finished first in their division last season, and then kind of just did not do well in playoffs. You remember that previous BDE Shaman?
Yes. That's
That was
a rough one.
Yeah, that was rough. It was rough, especially because they won another league right before that, and then they immediately dropped out of our playoffs after that. Um, all right. So, do we want to move over to Division Two?
Yeah, we can do that real quick. All right, so first place, moving up 2 spots, we have Zenigma Unknown. Second place, we have Goon Squad Gaming Iota. Third, tied for third, we have Shogun 2077 and CCG. Fifth, we have Temporal Image. Sixth, we have QG Pawns. And seventh, we have E7 Pearls.
Yeah, and this is quite a shakeup for some people who are not familiar with freshmen or what's going on. You might have been like, "Hey, wait, last week's Enigma had a loss, and now they don't. What happened?" Well, E7 Pearl had a comp ruling, and actually they've replayed all of their matches. Surprisingly, every team gave them a rematch, and they played them all, but then they lost them all. So,
Yeah.
yeah, E7P is looking not in a great position right now. Was one of the top teams, now floundering at the bottom, and Zenigma Unknown, that clear number one in this division. And I don't think there's really, I mean, GSGI is 2-1, but Zen U has just been so dominant all season. It's hard to really say that they're like that close in skill, I would say.
Yeah. And even if you look at middle of the pack of this division, it's like 50% win rate, even on game score for most teams. So
Right. And I mean, CCG 2077, they play this week. That could be very, very pivotal for playoff contention because Temporal Image and QG Pawns are not out of it by any means. They just need to win one more series than one of these two teams, and they're in. Speaking of Temporal Image, Mallard Joe Bear,
Yeah, so
you did get a W
hey,
over E7P.
that
Can
is
you
true. That was the
can
first
you
win.
get a couple more? I mean, you got a tough schedule. I'm looking at your schedule right now.
So I will
Uh,
say we changed our roster a lot when it came to inner positions, and we played the number one team and the number three team. Those are the two teams we lost to. Well, we lost to Shogun at game one, and then we blew our game against QG Pawns. I feel like we were ahead a lot during that game, and then our macro play we were not good mid to late game, and we've had a lot to learn. We're a brand new team. And I feel like every series we've gotten a lot better, and then we finally were able to put it together against E7. And we got GSG this week, and we're looking to get a strong showing here and get the win. And then we're right in playoffs. Shogun and CCG play each other. We're hoping Shogun wins because they beat us. As if Crystal Cape Gaming lose, they got a bye next week, and then we have the same record going to week 7 against each other for fourth place. So I think it's going to come down to week 7 against us and CCG for that fourth place spot.
he's
And
already planned it out. He's
oh
already
yeah,
planned it out.
yeah. So I think
So
week
you don't think
7.
QGP's got a shot?
I respect them, and they beat us. So I mean, I can't say anything. They beat us, but I will say I do not believe that. I believe Division 2 is stronger than Division 1. So I think QGP, E7, and I could throw my team in there as well. We're definitely not at the top of the pack. So we're all fighting for that fourth spot.
I think it's really interesting that yeah, I don't really know if you really need CCG to lose.
Well, we lost to Shogun, so I'm just
Right.
assuming with tiebreaker, since they have already beaten us, if we finished with the same record, they would be fourth.
I think if you win out, you're just kind of in, even at this stage. But yeah, I think it's interesting because whoever loses that CCG 2077, and if you look at the matchups this week, TI plays GSGI, you would have to kind of upset them. But then QGP beats if QGP plays E7P and beats them, and you guys happen to beat GSGI, we've got like quite a race for that last spot.
We're all going to be 2-2 or 2-3, and it's definitely going to come down to week 7, and it's going to be a real tough matchup week 7 for all of us. So
Yeah.
I think honestly the only one safe right now would be Zenigma, because if GSG loses to us, we're all 2-2, and we're all fighting for that fourth spot.
Right, for sure. And I think 2077 is kind of in the worst spot because if they don't win these next 2 weeks, they have week 7 as a bye, and so it would be completely out of their control, their playoff hopes. So it'd be interesting to see how that shakes out. But yeah. So Malar, how you been feeling about the season so far? Is there anybody you want to like shout out? You want to talk about since it's your since it's your 15 minutes of freshman fame?
My 15 minutes of freshman fame. I just it's a whole team thing, but I would say our MVP is definitely our mid laner right now, Coyote. He started off as our jungler, and then our mid laner. He was our gold exemption player at first, and he left, and so we kind of got okay. Now we need a mid laner. The season already started. Any good mid laner is already on a team, so he's like, you know what? I'll go mid lane, and he has outperformed his role to us. He's the fourth best mid laner according to the stats. So he's really outperformed, and I appreciate him moving roles and me moving the jungle. And it's just been a huge shakeup that we're all finally starting to understand and play together and play well. And then our ADC, he was, I believe, Hyperion sub, and he was able to move over and just fit in as our starter and work well with our support. And then we flame our top laner. So Paris,
Okay.
so if you the only game that we won, we now have a tradition is we just make fun of them the entire game. Like I stream every game that we play, and every time somebody from the other team, if they watched it, they'll reach out to me and be like, "You guys really flame your top laner hard. That's insane." And you're like, "Yeah, he's a Canadian. We just make fun of him. We have a good time."
Yeah, it makes
And
sense.
his name is
It makes
Paris in
sense.
Canada, so we make fun of him. He has a good time. He plays well. He has the worst farm on the team. So, but he does well and he does what he needs to do. And I just think, I way too early predictions here. I think we upset GSG 2-0 this week. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
That's all I'm
okay.
saying. I think we
That's
finally figured our stuff
spicy.
out. I think we upset, and I think we make a strong run for the playoffs for that fourth spot, and maybe make some moves in the playoffs, and
Okay.
upset some seasons.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I was gonna reprimand you for flaming your top laner because the top laners don't get to have fun most of the time. But then you said he was Canadian, so I understand.
Come on, man.
No, we love him, man.
Um,
We really do. But we need to start winning. So if that's what it takes, he's willing to take it. He's willing to take it.
okay, and being confident against GSGI has not worked in the past, so I'm interested to see how that works because
Well,
GSGI they are some salty guys. They've been disrespected all season. They don't like it. So
well, I hope that
uh,
they take this assault and just ban out 5 straight junglers and let my team carry. So
okay, all right,
individually, we have better players than them. As a team, we'll have to see.
okay. I like it. I like it. And then just as a last note, give me your four out of this division. Who's making playoffs?
I think Zenigma, I think Goon Squad's still gonna make it. I'm gonna say Shogun, and then I'll put Temporal Image in the fourth spot.
Okay. PVS, any thoughts before we move on to sophomore?
No thoughts, brain empty.
Brain it. Yep. Very Canadian of you.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So on that note, we'll move over to sophomore. Thank you, Malar, for joining us. I think you decided you were gonna leave, right? So
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It's been fun.
yep. Thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
Good night, brother. All right.
Alrighty.
Now moving on to sophomore, Division 1. In first place, we've got Fever. Second place with a 3-spot jump, Literal Monkeys Water. Moving up into the second place, Collective Calamity and DZG Elysium tied for third. Red Panda Cubs in fifth. TT Passion dropping all the way down to sixth. The Donut Shop Glazed jumping up to seventh, baby steps. And Zenigma Singularity dropping down to eighth. First thing I want to highlight here is that me and you all season have been on complete opposite ends of DZG and Red Panda.
Yes.
So I've been wanting to hear your justification for DZG all season long. This is your moment. This is your
Okay,
moment.
one second. Let me just pull this up real quick. Master Sheet.
God. Oh,
All right.
jeez.
What group are they? One.
Yeah.
All right. So DZG.
Yeah.
So I like them.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
What makes them the second best team in that division?
Their individual players are pretty solid. You got
Oh, so you have some friends on that team or something?
yeah, you got LX Starbucks. He's a good memer. He's got a nice
okay.
name.
Right.
Yeah. Gopamine mid, kind of cracked.
Uh-huh.
One sec. Hold on. Let me
Yep.
pull up some
He's
stats real quick.
reaching. Yeah, why don't you look at their win rate instead, and then we can
It's
talk.
fine. It's fine.
So, Payne, my friend, our sophomore
sir.
representative, Division One. What are your thoughts on our power rankings? How you feeling it from? How does it look from an outsider looking in? What are your overall thoughts?
I mean, as far as your power rankings go for top four, I mean they're pretty accurate as you can see. Looking at the stats for each individual team, I mean it definitely feels like this division is really heavily based on team play. Fever, they have some, I think in each role, each player kind of has a breakout game, but it's more of a team effort for everybody. There's definitely not like any wild players in Division One, so your power rankings are pretty accurate. They're pretty close. The whole DZG and Red Panda thing, I don't know. That's between you guys.
There's always a team we don't agree on, no matter what happens.
Yeah,
Right?
it
Yeah,
happens once.
definitely.
You'll
I
see in
mean,
seniors another one. So
Yeah.
I think to take away, I think Okiana or Okina, I think that
Yeah.
dude's definitely cracked out of his mind. And I think Travis is also definitely cracked. So, Group 1 has a lot of good ADCs. They have a lot of good junglers. Overall, I think it's a real team-based division.
Yeah. Okina is returning champion, right? I think he was on Wolves last season,
yeah,
right?
TA Wolves.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's a returning champion. Loves to hang out in my DMs. Just a great guy. Yeah, I think this division is very fun because before Fever played Red Panda already this week. They played him like real early in the week. It was just 4-0 Fever and then 5 teams at 2-2, which is kind of nuts. And yeah, Red Panda lost, but even with the 2-3 record, they're sitting at 7-6, which is kind
That's
of
helpful.
insane.
7 wins is pretty good.
Yeah. And a lot of these other teams, I feel like you could slide a lot of them in and out. And you'd probably be right. This is going to be very exciting next couple weeks for this division. When we look at the Foldy sheet, the percentages are going to be probably the same as we approach the end of the season. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bunch of 3-3 teams fighting it out for the last 3 spots, like 5 3-3 teams fighting it out for 3 spots.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
every game win's gonna matter. So 2-0 is definitely very beneficial.
For sure. Any final thoughts on this division, previous? Oh wait, why did we what? So what happened last week where we were just like, yep, Monkey Waters second, 5th to second.
Who did they beat?
They beat DZG 2-1.
And they beat Red Panda. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I mean, I have them third, but
Oh, you're right. You have them below the team they beat, like
Yes.
as tradition.
Of course.
So, okay. Let's move on to Division 2.
Go.
All right, you can take this one.
All right. Sitting in first spot, we have CB Ibiza. Second, we have Regatta Reforged. Third, we have Clown Gaming Gotham. Fourth, we have BD Ravens. Fifth, we have Evo Evergarden. They have a really weird tag, so I always mess them up. I always think their tag should be EVO and not ESG, but
right.
It's fine. We got the twin team, Glitter Monkeys Grass at 6th. Shogun Warriors Gold finally picking up a win at 7th, and Eden's Cherry Blossoms at 8th.
Yeah. First thing you want to highlight, me and you agree on every single ranking.
That's impossible.
And that almost never happens except for like in small divisions like senior. Kind of wild, but I was on the Ergotum hype train ever since they took the game off of CBI, and when they beat CGG, my faith has been rewarded. Okay, Ergotum to the fucking moon, boys. Like that team, they're gonna play CBI in finals. That's my hot take. That's my hot take. No, you just said no. No. It's too hot of a take.
I don't like it.
Okay. So who do you have? I mean, you have Ergotum in second place in this division too.
Yes.
I think it's clear that CBI is probably one of, if not the best team in sophomore.
I would
Currently.
have them winning finals, yes.
Yeah.
If you had to go
Payne,
right now.
Yeah. Payne, what are your opinions on the top teams in this group?
Yeah, I mean it's not surprising. I mean CB, they're really good. CB, what org is this? Because I know two CBs, and I'm not sure which one.
Is this the
Uh,
same
this
one
is.
as CB Rush?
CB rookies.
I don't know. What is it? What is it?
I think they're
Where's
just
Rutledge
CB. I
when
don't
you
know what
need
they
him?
are.
Yeah,
Oh.
it used to stand for something. It's like Cuddle Buddies or something weird like that.
Oh, because I know
Yeah.
if this is anyways, if this is the CB I know, I was a part of
Mhm.
CB rookies for EDL, and I mean we played we played finals, against another really good team, and we had good staff behind us, good players, um, and it's not surprising, if it's the same quote unquote organization. They have the resources and the player, talent scouting to go ahead and do it. And then as far as your guys' power rankings go, I haven't kept up much with this freaking group at all. So
Gotcha.
I think at the
Gotcha.
beginning of the season we were saying this was like the hardest group probably to get top 4 in. So
Yeah, I think because we have like 6 teams that really can play for playoffs in this group, and that's still the same, right? I think even though Monkey's Grass is sitting there at 1-3, I think it's a little too early to write them off of playoffs right now.
Yep.
I don't think it would be too far of a stretch for someone to say, "Oh, well, Shogun Warriors and Eden's Cherry Blossoms aren't making it," but I think Grass could still make a resurgence. Evo Evergarden kind of just playing in a weird spot right now, beating like the weaker teams, losing to the upper teams. If they could just take one series off of one of these other teams, they could probably sneak into playoffs.
yeah,
So there's a. Okay.
Monkey's Grass plays Eden's, Ergotum, and ESG. So I'd say they could probably win at least 2 of those, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too. So I mean, there's a lot of teams that are in striking distance still, but CBI cemented at the top. Ergotum beating CGG, so they're in my mind they're second. CGG's probably just. I think those top 3s are just locked. I think that's.
Yep.
If Ergotum keeps playing the way they're playing, then yeah, those top 3 are just locked. So, and then we have 3 teams fighting for 4th place. So that's pretty fun. Pretty fun. All right, want to move over to Division 3?
All right. You want to do it or me?
Sure, I got it. In first place, we have Imperial Gaming sitting there at 4-0, 8-0, spotless record so far. For second, TA Revolution and RAR's Coin Flip. In fourth, dropping down 2 spots, Island Boys. Fifth and sixth, swapping spots from last week. In fifth, to the moon, Samaith, and then sixth, Rivals. Seventh is Nameless Asylum, and eighth, Eden's Tiger Lilies. We only disagree on one team in this division.
Yes. It may be biased, but it's fine.
What? Oh, TA bias. Yeah.
Yes,
So
TA
for
bias.
those who don't know, TVS plays on a TA team. Very cringe.
Yep.
TA org as a
First
whole is pretty
plays.
cringe. So yeah, it's not surprising
TA
that
cringe.
they would yeah, exactly, TA cringe. Payne,
yes.
thoughts on this division? Wait, I feel like correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you have some association with the RARS organization?
I know some of the people in it. I may have played with a few players who have been in and out of it. At one point, I may have also. I think I was going to play with it, but I didn't. But it's more so. I think it's just player relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
So how
don't
do
think
you
they
feel
like me
about
over there.
seeing them? Okay, okay. How do you feel about seeing them up in second?
I mean, they always have good teams in my opinion. So, I
Not
mean,
here.
they're good. They're good all around. So they're pretty good. Otherwise, I mean, a lot of people don't like RAR. A lot of people don't like Doki. There's a lot of Doki memes that float around. I think my favorite Doki meme is teleport jungle.
That's
Um,
not a meme. That's just what he takes every game.
yeah, that was pretty wild. I don't know.
So,
But yeah, I think they're good. I have nothing against them. I definitely think that they could take number 2 spot. I agree with Red's rank. I think they could be number 2 in this group.
okay, very cool. How do you feel about the rest of the group?
Yeah, I mean the rest of the group's accurate. I think it's just whoever fights for 4. Whoever fights for 4. I think a lot of those teams have a long way to go, especially when you're playing someone like TA or Imperial Gaming. Definitely some of the monsters in the group.
I'm gonna go with a really lava hot take here and just say that the 4 are locked. I think these top 4 are just locked.
Oh yeah,
And I
Island
think,
Boys has a very strong, like very easy schedule, quote unquote
yeah,
easy.
yeah, I think Island Boys is pretty good, and they have a really easy schedule. And I think all 4 of these teams in this division, this is probably the division you want to avoid. To be honest, um, drawing one of these teams is going to be pretty troublesome in the first round, I would say.
You know, I'd hate to do it, but I almost have to write off to the moon since they have IG Rivals and TA Revolution to play next. So
Yeah, that's going to be rough. Gonna be rough.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. I mean, this group is just scary. I mean, you like even if you go to like player stat wise individually, I think Group 3 has the most in like the top 25. They have the most players, so I think this group, like a lot of these players, definitely have a chance to go to finals.
Yeah. Yeah, and I the only regret I have of this group is that we didn't get to see IG play Island Boys, because I feel like that would have been an outstanding series. Because Island Boys had to come in with that FF. Um, but yeah, so I think if you're in another division, you should just be absolutely terrified of possibly taking one of these teams on. But yeah, on that note, we can move over to Division 4.
okay, Division 4. So
My
Payne should
homeland,
have some
motherland.
better insights into it.
Oh yes, sir.
Well, why don't you take it away then, Payne? You can introduce this group for us.
Man, this group is I think the only scary team in this group is TA Gambit. I mean, they're definitely taking the group hands down. That guy Yoey, that dude's a freaking monster. That guy is very scary top lane. um, but yeah, I mean, it's good competition. I think definitely Wash U and Zenny, Zenny Infinity. I think they have some improvement that they need to work on. What I've noticed in the Wash U games, especially with our game, is they let other teams control the draft. I know when we played them, we kind of made them pick what we wanted them to pick. Um, and we're able to get some good counters in, and after that it was just that was game. I remember one of their casters saying, "Oh no, we shouldn't have let them pick Mordekaiser, but we wanted them to pick Mordekaiser because we had a pretty good pick into it." Tay Gambit, I think these guys, if they play the way they play, if they can continue to, if Yoey can continue to play without jungle assistance, because I mean that guy just holds it down up top and he plays a lot of carry top laners. I think they can definitely. I think this is a final contender. No hands down. But I wouldn't count us out yet. Our schedule, as far, I mean, we're down there. Like if you look at us, Legion Gaming, we're I think number 5, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I disagree with Red's rank, and I'd say I'd go more with PBS's rank.
I'm
The
sure you
power
would.
You're a
ranking.
solid third.
Yeah. Well, not just that. If you look at our schedule, it's pretty easy. We've been doing a lot of practice for Ragnarok specifically. So I think we should take this game pretty easily. Um, and if we don't take it easily, I still think we'll come out on top fighting. And then after that, we play Zenny, and then after that, we have a bye.
Mhm.
So it's pretty good. I think we have a pretty good chance of hitting top four. If not number three. The game against TD Harmony was a rough game. We had like no practice. I was out for like a week and a half after our last game, and our team was learning new things, and I was still playing the old play style, and nothing clicked well. So it was just kind of poor performance on our end, but we got it together, and I think we're definitely ready.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. I would just, I was running the numbers because you guys are going to be on stream with RNG, right? Currently, you have a 22.66% chance of being just outright eliminated. But if you beat RNG, that chance goes down to 0. So yeah, it's kind of important that you guys win this week. So
Yeah, I think we have a good plan to play against RNG. Buiz, that guy's he's good. But we definitely have some tricks up our sleeve specifically for him. I'm not sure if Coolblade is playing, but we have taken him into account because that guy is cracked out of his mind. Um, but we'll see what the roster looks like. We have a plan for multiple outcomes. And we have some drafts that we've also been working on too. So
cool, very cool.
I'm
How do you-
predicting 2-0 against RNG.
Okay, okay, I like it. I like it. Um, last little question about this group: how does it feel? Do you feel like the power rankings are kind of correct? Do you feel like it's a 1-2 and then three-way kind of tie for third?
No. Um I'm just gonna say it here. I think the only team better than the only team that should be 3 is Legion. Um the issue with Pink Sprouts, in my opinion, is scheduling um and player commitment. You know, like
Mhm.
they got subs left and right. Nothing against that, but I think if they had, their strict roster, I think they definitely would be a threat. But that kind of is like a loophole. And this, honestly, in my opinion, is going to change drastically because these guys, all these big dogs are playing each other at the end of the before playoffs. So there's a lot of things that can happen. TA can lose, TD can win, and then there's a tie for first.
So TA
Ragnarok
could
could
only, yeah, TA could really only lose to Pink Sprouts, right? Because they have
right.
an FF this week, and then they play Washington University, and I don't think anyone's betting on that win. Um, I don't think TDH has a very tough schedule really either. I would say it's definitely like
I think if we can
RNG.
beat,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think if we can beat RNG, um, I think TDH will be able to win that game, especially the way they played. If they continue to play that way, but it's up for grabs. At the end of the day, it's who's feeling it and who's not feeling it. Different practice. It, draft is a big thing, in these leagues. One wrong draft and that's kind of it, right? You're just kind of delaying the inevitable. So I think in these big games, whoever controls the draft, and whoever controls, map and Drakes, I think, they're gonna come out on top.
All right, yeah. So would you say? All right. So obviously you have yourself getting into playoffs. And I assume you have TA and TD as well. Who do you think gets that fourth spot?
I
Ragnarok.
think I think Pink Sprouts.
Okay.
I definitely think Pink Sprouts. My reason being, if Pink Sprouts has Carito playing. I think it's that guy is, you know, that guy's insane. There's a lot of mid laners I've played against. There's a lot of mid laners I've heard of, and that guy is definitely one of my top 5 for these leagues.
Okay.
So I think if Pink Sprouts can get their player situation organized and have their set roster, I mean they're definitely a threat. We upset them even without their mid laner. Um, we upset them, which was pretty good. We played really well those games, but I think they're definitely, if they can just stick it, I think they got it.
Yeah, sounds good.
And they're
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yep. I was just gonna say they're a strong bot side team, mid to bot, and I think for RNG once you shut down Wheeze, I think it's just kind of you just go from there.
All right. Any final thoughts on this one, Red?
Yes. I hope Legion Gaming makes it interesting for playoffs. That's what I'll say.
Okay. It should be a pretty hype streamed game as well, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah,
Don't want to miss that one. All right.
Great. Want to move over to Junior?
Yeah, we could do that. Thank you, Payne, for your insight into sophomore.
Yep.
Always
There
nice
you
to
guys.
get
Great.
All right, moving over to Junior Division 1. In first place, we have Dorado Gaming Sigma, aka Dogs. Tied for second, we have Shadows and VBU Monster Mash. Fourth, we have Team Dusk and Shade. Fifth, we have Rodham Crowstorm. Sixth, we have Dudbro Gaming. And tied for seventh, we have Mint and OMT Athena.
Yeah, we sure do. I think this is kind of like a. I hate to say it, but it does kind of look like a top 4 kind of locked deal. I'm hoping Crowstorm can pull something off, but they had like a chance last week and they didn't quite capitalize on it.
Correct. Yeah, I'd also say it's probably locked. I can maybe see a world where Crowstorm gets in instead of TDS or Team Dusk and Shade. I don't know what their acronym is, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they do have kind of an easy schedule. They play OMT Athena, and then if they can beat Dudbro Gaming, they have to play Dorado Gaming Sigma as their last game, but they might not need that W. So if they win out, it could be good.
Yeah,
Like they definitely could just be in. So
let me just see, who did TDS lose to go down?
who did TDR?
Is it TDR?
Yeah, it's TDR.
Oh, okay.
They haven't. They who did they lose? They lost
They-
to VBUM last week. Oh, they lost a game to OMTA. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. People were like, I don't know about that.
It is a little bit funny to look at this graphic and see OMTA going up one spot, but and still be at the bottom. Unfortunately.
I don't think it's that's surprising.
Wow. Yeah. I'd say this is a pretty top heavy group. I think Dorado is quite a bit further ahead than every other team. I'd say I'd have them going to at least semifinals and playoffs. So
I was told that the Dorado teams are pretenders.
okay. By who?
That they kind of just got lucker dogged. They like lucker dogged into some easy divisions. This is what I was told by a insider source at Junior, and that when it gets to playoff time, they're gonna get exposed. That's just maybe it's trash talk, but that's what I heard. So not only would they be trash talking Dorado Gaming Sigma, but literally every other team in the groups for Dorado Gaming. So, yeah, I think
I'd say it's pretty fair to say most first seeds will at least get into semifinals. because you face a fourth place team first. So
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. But you know, do you feel like these teams have been really tested, or do you
not
think
really.
like
I mean,
they're
it's an awkward group, I'd say. Like I see Dorado Gaming Sigma like this far ahead, but honestly, I look at the rest of the teams in this group, and I'm like, there isn't any really powerhouse team like in this division at all. Like they're all sitting around 50% win rate, which is
Yeah, I don't. I kind of don't want to like shit on the teams in this group, but outside of Sigma, there's no teams that I'm like in love with. I do feel like these teams would do marginally worse in other groups. I genuinely think so. Um, I mean, I could be wrong. I think it's clear that Sigma's, even though I heard that they're pretenders, I don't think so. I think they're pretty good. Uh, and I like seeing their little dog and in banter whenever they win a match. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Drake, what's your opinion on this group?
I think Dorado is the only team that matters. Everyone else is shit.
okay,
To be
Dyrus.
honest, I,
Yeah.
I the honest to God truth. Like I don't
Okay.
like I don't like Dorado, but like I think this is the easiest group they could have got into for sure.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, so you think like you're in like maybe your group, you'd be doing a lot worse?
What Sigma?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they would beat was it what they call it? Alboros Gaming. I don't think they would beat them. But I think they'd be like top 4 for sure. They beat CP Rush. They beat Nameless Empire, Divine, New World, Shogun. Uh, I think they'll go like coin flip with Firefox. But they'd probably be they'd be top 4 in our group. But yeah, their group is easy.
Okay.
Hey, you heard it here. Easy group.
So just so you know, it wasn't Drake who told me the group was easy. It was also somebody else who told me. So that's two people who think this group is kind of easy. All right. All right.
All right,
You want
Division
to
2
move over
time.
to group 2? Yeah.
All right, you want to read this one out?
Sure. So at the top, Ouroboros Gaming, sitting there 4-0. Just been sitting there ever since they beat CB Rush. And in second, CB Rush as well. RPG Firefoxes in third. Nameless Empire in fourth. Kung Fu Cats Augusta tied for fourth. Divine Ascension Emerald in sixth. New World Esports Henry seventh, and Shogun Warriors at eighth. And then for those who don't know, Shogun Warriors has dropped. So this is a 7-team group.
Oh,
Yeah.
no show
So
0 and 10 memes.
so yeah. I think it's the big highlight of this division is Kung Fu Cats, Nameless Empire. They play this week. It's gonna be the pivotal match of this group. It'll probably determine who makes playoffs.
Agreed. So even fighting for that fourth spot is pretty rough because you'll be facing, I'd say, the number 1 seeds in junior is like, it's pretty top heavy. So 4th seed's really
Mhm.
rough to face in first round. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I don't know. I'm giving the edge to Augusta. They look a little better than Nameless. I can't ever put my stock into Nameless. As much as I love that org, they have never shown up to RA. Like
That is true.
ever. They've never shown up. They've shown up
Is,
in other leagues, but not here. Like they've always been bottom tier.
is this the same Nameless that has like a team playing in Proving Grounds?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Okay.
Just for
Okay.
perspective, this is the best Nameless team that's ever been in RA, and they're sitting there at two
I
and
think
two.
they're partnered with 100 Thieves, right? Yeah.
I don't know if they are or not.
In
to be
Proving
honest
Grounds,
with
yeah.
you. They might be in Proving Grounds, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, usually when you see
They ain't
nameless
here.
in RA, it's usually 7th or 8th. So
Yeah.
this is a pretty big surprise for most people in RA, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say so. Drake, what's your opinion? Who's gonna take it, and how close will it be?
Us versus Nameless.
Yeah.
Well, like this entire split, we came in with just replacing 3 of our players, which is our top, mid, and our support. And like we played through our mid and bot a lot coming into this game, like going to RA. So, and we've only practiced like once a week ever since we've joined RA, and we're still beating teams, and teams are barely beating us. Like when we play against CB Rush, they didn't beat us, man. Our third game, Yami was up. He had mythic at like 7 minutes. I mean, he was just shit stomping their bot lane, and we just threw super hard. This team, judging on like their ADC, like in any colors, Yami's going to destroy this guy, like really, really bad. And then Drex, their jungler, won't match Dojo at all. And whatever top lane they're using, I don't think it really matters. Just based off like one's a tank player and then the other one plays like Camille and Ants, plays Aatrox and Ants. So I don't know. It looks pretty easy to be honest. I think we just 2-0 this team.
Okay. Okay. I know in the in-house server, in the plat queue, Yami is kind of a menace. People are dodging him whenever he queues up. So I'm not surprised to hear that you think he'll gap. Um,
Oh,
but
100%.
what about KFCA overall? Like, how do you think they'll finish in this final standings? Like, do you think they'll sneak into like top 2, top 3, or are they just kind of cement it fourth? Or what do you think?
I don't think we'll lose a best of 3 again. I think we won't lose a best of 3 again. Doesn't matter who we're playing against in this group or any other group. We're actually practicing and stuff now, so I think it's gonna be a whole lot better. Like we're practicing like 3-4 times a week now instead of just one. So I don't think there's gonna be really anybody that's gonna match us once we actually start trying to do something. I think most of the time we're just like talking shit on Discord and that's about it, and then playing the games. That's really the only thing we're doing it now, but we'll see what happens.
Very cool. PVS, any final thoughts on this division before we move next?
Well, obviously I'm a CB Rush fan, but they're not first right now, so I can't put them first, unfortunately.
I mean, I've seen you do crazier shit, so
Well, just wait till a little senior. It's fine.
okay. All right, moving on to Group 3.
All right. You want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. In first, we have OMT Chronos, previously known as BBC, our 2-time returning champions.
Well, technically, right?
Technically, yes.
They're not. Yeah.
The
Not officially
roster,
back to back.
the players. Tied for second, we have No Org Frost and Iceborne Legends. Fourth place, we have William and Mary Esports. Fifth, we have ROTM and Dark Wind. Sixth, we have Flora Eternal. Seventh, we have KFC X. I don't know. I forget the abbreviation. And eighth, we have TA Valor not picking up the series.
Damn. I feel like you kind of focused on TA Valor's lack of wins
Yes.
a little hard there. That was a little weird. Especially because you're biased.
Yep.
All right then. This division's looking, pretty set in stone, unfortunately, for these bottom 4 teams. I think it's a hard ask to say like one of these bottom teams has to win out, and then one of these top 4 teams has to lose basically out, right? They basically have to lose out. And that's a tall order. It's not impossible, but getting 4 wins in this division is probably going to get you into playoffs.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair. I'm favoring Iceborne and No Org Frost over most of the teams, but
right. Out there is a path for KFCL. It requires them winning out. Drake, what is the possibility of that happening?
Just depends on how they show up, I guess. Like their coach is Sinner, so I mean, I think they play like no org. I think
Yep.
they'll 2-1 no org. Um, they could. I don't know. Probably.
Really? Okay.
I think it's
Interesting.
50-50. It's really just based on who shows up.
Do you think like even if they showed up like all 3 weeks, they'd make playoffs?
They could. They could.
Okay. Okay. You don't sound too confident, but okay.
Like I say, it just comes down to who shows up. You know, sometimes they're on the ball and they're doing really good, and then sometimes they're the same as like Augusta. Like sometimes we're doing really good when we're just stopping teams, and sometimes we're just coin flipping Rifts, Barons, Dragons, and we're just going for
Right.
KDA instead of like actually playing macro. So it just depends.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I think
Um.
this division though has the best team of every
ONTC.
division. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
For sure. For sure. I don't think anybody would disagree with you on that one. The
yeah.
team is completely stacked, and they've been playing together for so long. It's a really hard team to beat. Um. In fact, I've only seen one team beat them, right? PVS.
Yep, they've only lost
Yeah.
one game.
One series, and
One
they had to
series,
use
sorry.
subs. Yeah, they had to use subs for that one. Um, then they beat them again in the money match. That was great. That was so amazing. Um, I do want to highlight that if you guys aren't familiar with TA, Prutz has gotten a little full of himself. He tracks his team's win rates across all
He
the
does.
leagues,
I've seen that.
all like 57 teams that he has in Team Ambition, and he wants there to be like an average 60% win rate or
70.
something like that. 70% win rate. And I am proud to say that we are actively contributing to him not hitting that number right now. With Team Ambition
Potentially,
Valor
yes.
all the way at the bottom here. Um PBS, that's your home cooking right there. What do they have to do to turn it around? Is it
TA
just
Valor.
is it go next or like what?
I mean, 04 is a little rough, especially when you already have like top 4 having 3 wins.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's like, do they even have a percent to win to like make
I can
playoffs?
show. Yeah, I can tell you in a second.
I feel like they don't, right?
This is the same team that has Team Improvement Grounds, right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Lewis is their head coach.
Yeah.
Okay. If Lewis coached them, probably.
No.
I
Lewis
don't think
doesn't
he's gonna
coach
do
this
that.
team.
I
Yeah.
know he doesn't coach him. I'm just saying, like, if he did, maybe they do a lot better.
Yeah, TA Valor has a 5% chance of forcing a tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's not something I'd bet on necessarily.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. All right, just go next.
Go next. All right. All right, Division
On
4.
the season. On the season, TA Valor, just go next, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that works too. Division 4.
okay.
And number 1, Virtue Gaming Grit. Number 2, Dorado Gaming Epsilon. Number 3, Omega Gaming Unknown. Number 4, Team Shadow Specters. Number 5, Absolute Zero. Number 6, Dinglings. 7th, Rising Tide Seagulls. And 8th, E7 Lapis. This is a group that we actually always we agree on all the way down, and unfortunately for Absolute Zero, I think it's locked. I think these top 4 teams are going to be our top 4 teams.
I'd say it's fairly safe to say, honestly.
Yeah. I think Cold had a couple chances to prove that they're one of these top 4 teams, and they did not take advantage of those.
Absolute Zero plays E7 Lapis next, so they will probably get to 3 wins. I'd bet on that, but even then, it's a little bit rough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they play E7L and RTS, so I think they're going to take 2 dubs. But then they have to play BGG, and that's probably going to be the week that determines whether they make playoffs or not. And
The last week's going to be determining a lot.
yeah. So I don't have much faith in them making it, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. And I like these top 4 teams. I think these are all really good teams. So I wouldn't be that's why I kind of have them locked. What are your thoughts, Drake?
Yeah, I mean, those are the 4 teams that's gonna make it out. I think Dorado Gaming will probably be 1. Virtue Gaming will be 2. No, Virtue Gaming will be 3. Omega and Dorado will be 1 and 2. Think
Okay.
so. I think the rest
Yeah.
of these teams are just fucked though. It's really hard.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and even though I ranked him third, I'm gonna go ahead and say Omega Gaming's the best team in this group.
Really?
I think they would be 4-0 if they had their full roster from the beginning of the season, and they just got their full roster like last week, and
Okay.
they're
Who?
3-1.
Bring in the imports.
Who is it?
Omega Gaming.
Oh,
Yeah, I think they're gonna be the number 1 team.
I don't know
They
if
had like their like coach subbing for them for like a while, and yeah, so coaches can't actually play League of Legends well. Isn't that right, Drake?
it's not this elo, I guess.
Okay.
So
okay.
maybe some of y'all saw my way too early predictions, but I had Virtue Gaming Grit winning junior overall. So
Oh wow,
yes,
that's bold.
my way
That
too
is
early
really
predictions.
bold. I don't know about all that, but you know what? I like the take. I like the take. I also noticed that Zol and Acid are fighting in chat. Kind of weird, guys. What the fuck? just
Just go to Banter, bro.
what is it? Just go to fancy weirdos. What the fuck's going on? All right, let's move on to senior.
Alrighty, senior time. All right,
Right.
I'll let you have the honors of reading.
Okay, in first place, return of the middle sticks. Finally, someone unseating Mint Gaming Mirage at the top. And then in second place, Mint Gaming Mirage. Third place, E7 Seraphs. Fourth place, Akuma Blades. Fifth place, Kosa Gamers. And sixth place, OMT Chaos. So, MGM, I still have him in first. People are going to call me biased or whatever. But I know how MGM plays. They've played in this RA for 2 seasons now. Once they secure playoffs, they just straight run it. They don't care about seeding whatsoever, and that's what happened last week. That's why they lost, and it was still a 2-1. So I have to put it first, and I still think that they're gonna play Rodham and beat them. So sorry, Lipo Lane. That's why I got them in first. But I know you're Mirage's biggest hater.
Yes.
So you took any opportunity you could to not rank them first, and then you know what, you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm putting them third.
Yeah.
So give us a little bit of thoughts on that.
All right, so I don't like mint. Not a good flavor.
Okay.
It's not a good flavor.
Wait, the org or just the flavor?
The flavor is not very tasty, dude.
Okay.
I
feel
hate
like that's a
mint.
little shade towards the org though.
No. I just don't like the flavor. And you know me, I don't like putting the true first seed first.
Definitely not in senior.
Yeah.
And that always just happens to be Mint Gaming. It's kind of weird. I mean, it always happens to be Mirage. It's kind of weird that that you always take every chance you can to shit on them.
Of course.
And then they win. And then they win the whole league.
You gotta have someone betting against them. You can't have everyone being super supportive of the number 1 team. No.
Okay. All right. So really, any thoughts on this? I think. Oh, we could talk about like the playoffs, because for seniors it's a 5-week season, not a 7-week season. So this is their last week. So I think Rodham is secured. Mint Gaming Mirage is secured. E7S and Akuma play this week. Currently, that's the streamed game. So whoever wins that secures playoffs. Okay. And then there's like this. I think I made a graphic for it for Costa Gamers. They have to do like. Yeah. Pull up the graphic for Costa Gamers.
Okay.
Costa Gamers has the only interesting scenario for playoffs. Costa Gamers has to win 2-0 over OMTK, and they're in playoffs, which is possible, by the way. OMTK, not
the strongest team.
or they win 2-1 over OMTK, and then E7S has to lose 0-2, or AKM just loses. So if AKM loses and CG wins, they're in. If E7S loses 0-2 and CG wins, they're in. If CG wins 2-0, they're in. But, so they have control over their own destiny. And then E7S versus AKM, whoever wins is in. So,
Yep.
That'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. Do you have any faith in CG? The Kosa.
Yes, I do. I have them fourth.
Oh, okay. You have them fourth.
Yes, I do have them squeaking into playoffs.
So you have Akuma dropping out
Yes.
playoffs.
I have Akuma losing, Kosa winning. So.
Oh, I forgot you are a Kosa fanboy. I did forget.
Yes, I am
about
a Kosa fan.
So that is not surprising anymore.
I'm a Marth fan.
True, Martha is pretty cool. I think the other big thing, the highlight, is E7 Seraphs completely turning it around. They look like a much better team than they did for the last couple weeks. So shout outs to them. I expect them to be competitive in playoffs. I don't think they'll win it though. That's my take. All right. So we want to move over to group 2.
Alrighty, group 2. A very top-heavy group, you could say. First place, we have an undefeated team. One of the 2 undefeated teams, Team Ambition Black.
Yep.
Second, we have Glue Eaters. Third, we have VGA. Fourth, we have New Age Esports and Imagine Mountain. And sixth, we have Nameless Frogs.
Yeah. So, Nameless dropped out. So,
Okay.
yeah, make of that as you will. So VGA gets a free win. And so these top 3 teams are locked. NAE and Imagine Mountain play this week. Whoever wins gets that 4th spot.
That's on stream
gonna
too,
be
isn't it?
They
I
haven't
missed it.
scheduled yet.
Oh,
They
okay.
haven't scheduled yet. So, there's a lot of good games in seniors. E7S versus AKM. That whoever wins that makes playoffs. NAE versus IM. Whoever wins that makes playoffs. Some people want TAB versus Glue on stream, which
that'd be hype.
would be that would be hype. But there's no playoff implications. I guess top seed, right? So maybe. But nobody schedules in seniors.
Yeah,
so,
see where they
get,
schedule.
You get what you get. Yeah, you get what you get, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna have like a Wednesday at 4:30 a.m. type of schedule or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be stupid. But I think it's very clear. TAB, Glue, top 2 teams in this group. I think me and you agree. Probably TAB is gonna beat Glue 2-1. But it'll be a banger series. I love the amount of trash talk that comes out of senior this season. Especially from group 2. It's mostly from group 2 actually.
That's good.
And then just MGM talking to themselves in group 1. But in group 2, there's a lot of people who know each other. It's lots of banter. It's fun. And I think playoffs will be quite fun because of that. But who do you got? Yeah, so do you have Imagine Mountain or New Age Esports taking that game?
Let me look at my predictions here. I have New Age Esports winning.
Okay.
I don't think game score will matter. No, it won't.
No, it won't. Literally whoever wins is in. So, because the other team will finish with 1 win, the other team will finish with 2. So,
Correct.
very simple.
Yeah,
Very easy.
PVS. Who coaches Team Ambition Black? PVS.
I could probably get you that real quick.
I feel like I know it. I know the manager is Jiggy.
Coach is Jiggity.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's just the manager. I don't think he's the coach.
It has coach on this.
And then Kuma
Yeah.
Blades has a live, right? As their coach.
Yeah, but I think this is Akuma Blades for funning it this season. I don't think they're I don't think they're really taking it seriously. They just always play in RA, so
Gotcha.
yeah. But
They had to have played in RA the most, like out of any team, including like the preseason tournaments.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they won 2 of the tournaments.
Yeah.
In the preseason, so yeah, they definitely have. So yeah, they get they get treated well around here, but they don't win very often. So so it's just kind of what it is. All right. So on that note, it's time to hop over to predictions.
Yeah.
So we
We
can
already filled them all
satisfy
out,
Lipo
so
Lane. Yeah, we did
Alright,
them,
here they
and
are. Big ol'
PBS did
sheet.
them this time.
yes.
PBS did them this time. So across the board in freshmen, we're almost the exact same. It's literally one game difference. You have Infinite Solo Queue taking a game off of RAR, and I don't. And but overall, we have TDS winning, BD, RAR, UGP, CCG, and GSG all taking the W.
Yep. Not a whole lot to talk about there since we don't disagree on anything. So, you know, you want me to do sophomore by any chance?
You can go ahead.
All right. We'll just talk about the differences here. So I have DZG 2-1 over collective. You have collective 2-0. What else is different here? You have Washington beating Zenigma Infinity. I have the other 2-1 for Zenai instead. So.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's like a hill you want to die on, but
No,
it is.
don't really care about the last game personally, but something we can talk about though. Legion Gaming versus RNG. We both have Legion winning, so
yes,
aka making playoffs.
yeah, I think that's. I think Legion is going to pull it off. I think RNG kind of it got exposed. I don't know how much of a change like their top laner would make, the RNG's top laner would make. But I think LG is gonna win it all. I mean, not win it all, but make it into playoffs.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
You're gonna pick a third seed to playoffs. A little risky. All right. Next we got Junior. What do we have different here? You have
TDR winning.
Yes.
And I have KFCA winning, and you don't.
Yep.
And that's about it.
So you won't invest in the nameless name, so I'll put some points in there for them.
I have to give it up to KFCA, because I think they're gonna make playoffs. So
I just look at KFCA and I look at who they've beat, and it's what Shogun and New World, I think. So it's like two bottom teams, 7-8. Not a lot of faith, personally.
Because we put them there.
Yeah, exactly. We both don't have KFCL winning it against Nordic Frost, and if they don't win, I think they're just out of playoffs, right? So
I have a few ex-teammates on Nordic Frost, and I have faith in them to win. We'll see.
All right,
very
cool.
Senior time?
Over to senior. Yep.
Alrighty.
And I think you have Rodham winning.
On scroll's not working. There we go.
NAE winning.
Yep.
So I mean, I think those were probably the two most, probably the closest matches, right? I think it's fair to say that even though Glue is 4-0, I think TAB is just a little bit on a different level.
Yeah, I have TAB 2-0 over Glue, so if that says anything, maybe biased, but
yeah, I don't know if it's biased per se to pick the 3-time UAL back-to-back champions to 2-0 any team, but I think they're definitely the favorites for all of playoffs. I think, like Lipo said, Rodham, MGM, Glue, TA Black, they could all make finals and probably win the whole thing if they're on top of their game.
I think I still favor TA Black and Glue over MGM.
Really?
Yes. If I had to call it right now, that's the finals.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
All right. I think on that note, we can send us off there, PVS. Thank you for joining us this week for once.
No problem. And to all you viewers still out there watching after predictions, thanks for sticking around. We will see you next week. Sorry about the podcast being different days every week, but busy schedules and stuff. Don't miss out on our freshman stream at 8 p.m. on Friday. We will see you there. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you to all of our guests for joining in. Yeah. See you next week.
See you.
I'm crawling, hypnotized by parasitic lies. I'm crawling,